I want today to show you guys some watches that you might not know that exist, because I like different type of watches than the steel overpriced ones that are very in fashion today. So one of my passions is watches, and watches for me are like art. So it's an art form that my sister kind of introduced me to almost like 20 years ago, because she's a watchmaker by education and professions. MB&F and the LM101 legacy machine. I love Maximilian's vision and how he does, and the creativity. It is just something completely insane, and their philosophy collaborating, because on this watch example, the Finnish watchmaker Voutilainen has done the finishing on the movement, and it's just something insane. And I love the balance wheel moving, and you can see that put on the center, so it's just something completely changing on everything, and I adore that. Maximilian is also one of the guys who kind of made everything of watch culture today, the independence, why they're so famous today, and created that in the late 90s, early 2000s, when he worked for Harry Winston. But I will do maybe a different video if somebody wants to know more about the MB&F, because I adore it. I've been following that since maybe 2010 or something, so a long time. Philippe Dufour, he is the guy for the grand complications, insane, everything by hand and traditional. It's not what today, same as everybody says about good materials and every food is delicious, and no, it's not. But Dufour is something insane, and for me, I adore the simplicity from him, because when you have done the most complicated things, when you do just something so simple, it is beautiful. And if I remember wrong, it was launched in 2000, and up to today 215 watches have been made, so it's something super rare also, but and also very people want to buy one. And you might now notice why I don't have a watch, because if you check these watches and the prices, I have spent all of my money drinking, and the remaining that I have left I spent on clothes, so that I can be pretty when I drink. So then I have the ink, so unfortunately no money for watches, but I still love the art. And the next one is Greubel at Forsey. I am so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the name correctly, but this is something insane. It is the handmade one. This is something that they do watches like with the tools that were available 100 years ago. So no CNC machines, no nothing. It's a complete dedication to watchmaking. So if you see all the screws, everything is handmade. All the gears, everything is handmade with tools that were available 100 years ago. So completely nuts. One watch, it takes over 6,000 hours to complete. Imagine 6,000 hours. They do only 2 or 3 per year, and for this one I love the 3D effect. It would not be something, I like thin watches that go under the cuff, so it would not be something that I would wear daily, even if I would have one. And it's like art, paintings in museums, or wanting to own one. For me, it's enough that it's something is made and I can enjoy that. And now with this thing, I can also share these for you guys, because these are the things that you should know about. Voutilainen 28 Ti. Usually Voutilainen is known for his finishes and also for the more conservative watches. So in this case, I like when everything is open work. I think it's just absolutely a beautiful piece from him. It's something where the eye catches. It's divine. And if you don't know anything about Voutilainen, all of these I put them in the description. Just Google the names. There is so much information on them on the internet already, so you can just watch those. I can even link some if people are interested. But Voutilainen is actually, and he's also a Finn, so it's even more cool. So an FP Journe and the Octa Calendrier. That is something where the aesthetics are something that I like, and basically for me to get into my watch list, it's already, you need to be basically making everything, as you see, from the handmaids and stuff. So Journe creates his own movements. That for me is the art form. If you buy a movement from ETA and then like strap on your brand and then sell. It's like Tom Ford is doing for suits or any of this fashion. For me, the real art comes from the manufacturing and from the creating the movement and planning those. It's something completely different zone, very niche stuff, but I like this particular model because of the aesthetics of it. Also just the simple ones, but for me this one is the most beautiful. It is weird in a sense, but still it can be like classic, which is something that I think is interesting. And this is end of part 1. So stay tuned for part 2. 5 more watches to come.